There are many ways for something to die. Bitcoin has survived some of them already. Most things that die don't die from attack, they die from abandonment. Everything gets hype, a technology, a stock, a trend, a new coin with a bright name. The hype arrives and it swells. Everyone talks about it. It climbs, it peaks. For a while, it is the only thing anyone can see. And then the hype gets bored and it leaves. It moves on to the next bright thing. And when it leaves a corpse behind. Because the thing was never really alive. It was made of hype. It had nothing inside it but attention. So when the attention left, there was nothing left at all. The history of markets is a graveyard of these. Thousands of them. Coins, bubbles, manias, the future. Each one lifted by a wave of excitement, each one abandoned when the wave rolled on. They all died the same way, not from attack, from absence. The moment they stopped being talked about, they stopped existing. Because their value was borrowed, and borrowed value always gets called back. This is the first test, and almost everything fails it. The hype came for it too. Again and again, it rose, it became a frenzy. The whole world watched. And then every time the hype left, the headlines declared it finished. The excitement went looking for something newer, and it did not die. It simply waited quietly. The blocks kept being produced. The rules did not change. Nothing inside it depended on anyone paying attention. And when the hype eventually circled back, it found the thing still there, still running, still exactly what it was. Because here is the difference, and it is the whole difference. Most things borrow their strength from attention. This one borrows its strength from time. When the spotlight moves on, most things weaken. They fade as soon as no one is watching. But this thing only begins its real test after the spotlight leaves. The empty years when no one is cheering, those are the years it grows roots. So it passed the first test, the test of being forgotten. But a harder one comes for it. Not attention, power. Because when something stops dying, the powerful begin to notice. And they do not just watch, they arrive. Companies will come to buy it. Companies will come to sell it. One will sell and the price will crater and there will be panic. Another will buy and the price will surge and there will be euphoria. Some will push it down to buy it cheaper. Others will pump it up to sell it higher. And every one of them, knowingly or not, will be trying to do the same thing. To bend it, to shape it, to carve it into something that serves them, to take hold of it and make it theirs. And here is the part that has never existed before. They will fail, not because they aren't powerful enough. They are extraordinarily powerful. They will move the price violently. They will manipulate, accumulate, dump, distort. On the surface, they will toss it the way a storm tosses the sea. But they cannot touch the thing itself because what they can manipulate is the price. And the price is not the thing. The thing is the rules, and the rules do not belong to them. They cannot print more of it. They cannot rewrite how it works. They cannot vote themselves a larger share or quietly change the supply at midnight or shut it down by seizing the center because there is no center to seize. The most powerful company on earth and the most powerful government on earth can do exactly one thing with it. The same thing the smallest person can do. They can join it, they can buy it, but they cannot own it. Not the way the powerful are used to owning things, because no one owns it. They can participate, they cannot command, they can ride the surface, they cannot move the floor, so they will carve at it, they will bend the price, push it, pull it, panic it, inflate it. The surface will churn, and underneath the rules will not move, not by a fraction, not for anyone. That is the second test, the test of being seized, and it passes that one too. But there is a third test, the hardest of all, the one almost nothing in human history has ever passed. Time. Because everything ages, everything drifts, empires erode, currencies rot, institutions decay, companies that once looked eternal become names on old buildings. Given enough time, almost everything humans build slowly becomes something other than what it began as. The rules get bent, the meaning gets lost, the center stops holding. That is what time does. It is the slowest test and the most merciless because it cannot be argued with and it never stops running. And this thing has not passed that test, not fully. Nothing could this early. It has not been here for centuries. But here is what can be said, what is simply observably true. For more than 15 years now, through every crash, every frenzy, every burial, and every revival, the rules have not changed. Not similar, the same supply, the same limit, the same logic running block after block, indifferent to who is watching, who is buying, or what year it is. That is not proof against all of time. No one can offer that yet, but it is rarer than it sounds, because most things by now would have already drifted, already bent, already been quietly rewritten by someone who found it convenient. And this one hasn't moved at all. So, in a world where everything else can be bent, where money can be printed, where rules can be rewritten, where the powerful eventually reshape almost everything to fit themselves, where time wears down nearly all that exists, there is, so far, one thing that simply has not bent. The hype came and the hype went, and it did not rot. The power came and the power pushed, and it did not break. The years passed, and unlike everything held up by attention, it did not weaken. If anything, the opposite. Every year it survives, every storm it outlasts, every attempt to break it that fails makes it a little harder to dismiss. That is the quiet thing worth remembering. Underneath all the noise, you are not holding the hype. The hype will leave, it always does. You're not holding the price belongs to the storm. You are holding the thing the hype keeps circling back to, the thing the powerful keep failing to bend, the thing time has not been able to move. The storms will keep coming. The excitement will keep arriving and leaving. The giants will keep trying to carve it into their own shape. The years will keep testing it. And after each one, when the noise dies down, when the wave moves on, when another year has passed, you will be able to look out at the wreckage of everything that was only ever made of attention, everything that was bent to serve power, everything that time quietly wore away, and see it still there, unchanged, uncarved, unworn, still shining.